Okay, that's a blank slide?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, give me 1 second. All right, Liquor Express, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
So,
will begin on your very first word.
according to a study done by the Mathematical Association of America, an average of 50% of students fail their math courses. I know the struggle in my high school academic career was always math courses. I was always placed in remedial math courses in order to get to the courses I actually needed, and introductory math courses. And it always left me feeling pretty disappointed in myself. I had a lot of feelings of discouragement because I felt like I wasn't as smart as the rest of my peers or students in my grade. So after talking to my team members, we figured out that we all had the same sort of struggle, and through our struggles, we found the solution. Our product is Solve Together, more solutions for a better future. Our company is an interactive math learning platform, allows students to solve problems outside of the classroom, and the students actually have a portal to communicate with each other to actually discuss and figure out solutions to different problems that they're encountering. Features, these are some of the features that we found other tutoring services were lacking. A lot of them, I mean, there's different tutoring services out there, but a lot of them were lacking immensely in these categories. So we created a bulletin board where students can actually post their own problems, they can discuss it with one another, and then kind of figure out a solution together. They can pick and choose which point they want to start in the equation. So rather than having to go through steps 1 through 5 in a 12-step equation, they can straight start at step 6 if that's where they need to go, all the way to the end. And they actually have a live chat forum for the users, so they could go ahead and communicate with one another. If one person gets it, another student on there doesn't, they have that access to communicate with one another. We're doing weekly progress reports for teachers and parents so they can actually see that our product is helping their students. And we have a convenient app access that can be accessed by internet through a laptop, iPad, or cell phone. Why us? Our platform is going to help students succeed in class. Students will increase their GPA, which in turn gives them financial assistance for college, scholarships, grants, financial aid. There's no need for entry courses in college, and that gives them a faster graduation time. And on this chart, you can see that majority of college admission criteria is based on your academic record and SATs test scores, not extracurricular activities. Now I'm going to hand it over to Brianna so she can go ahead and get into demographics.
Hi everyone, I'm Brianna. I'm going to be talking about our demographics. So for our demographics, we plan on targeting Los Angeles County high schools. And the reason that we chose Los Angeles County is not only because of its local proximity, but also because of its income and racial diversity. So allowing us to target those who need alternative tutoring services, maybe they can't afford the really high-priced traditional tutoring services, and also those who already are paying high-priced traditional tutoring services. So we are particularly focusing on 14 to 18-year-old high school students who are enrolled in high school level math courses, who are repeating or need to repeat math courses, and families of those who have children that need tutoring, or like I said, the children that are already in these high-priced tutoring programs. And so it is crucial for us to offer help to these students because as you can see here, 59% of students fail to meet the college-ready level of math, and 3 out of 4 community college students in California cannot pass the placement exams and are forced to take 1, 2, or more semesters of remedial math. So after doing research on already existing tutoring services like Sylvan Learning Center, we've seen numbers for corporate tutoring services which can cost anywhere from $40 to $60 per session. And then private tutoring services average anywhere from $30 to $85 per session. The majority of these companies are contract-based, therefore if a student is unable to make a session for any reason, they are non-refundable charges, in addition to registration fees, deposits, and these centers also oftentimes require extra materials such as workbook and textbooks, and these prices are not already included. So now I'll pass it back to Destiny to cover revenue.
So we actually did a compare and contrast chart. On the left side, you can see what the total school year cost is going to be for the average tutoring session. So that, based off everything we have on the screen, it equals out to about $5,400 a parent is going to spend on their child's tutoring service for a school year. A school year is about 9 months, that's not even a full year. And that's not including, summer classes that they have to take or anything like that. On the right side, that's gonna be our school year cost, $450. We don't have a weekly subscription or weekly payout. We're doing a $50 monthly subscription on our program. So the revenue product cost, we came out to a grand total of $50,000. We're gonna put $30,000 in the website development. That includes a payment portal. That includes the program creator that's created by a math specialist who makes it an interactive site. The app development, we're gonna find student app developers from universities and give them 5% of our revenue. And we plan on keeping them on board, that way they can integrate changes within our program as time passes, or as we expand to different languages and different areas in Los Angeles, California. Marketing costs, we're averaging about $20,000 just because of the demographics that we're hitting, so that's gonna be the price that's gonna go into business cards, flyers, advertisement, social media ads, things like that. The next is gonna be our actual income. So, like Brianna said, we're gonna focus on Los Angeles County schools. This is a map of the Los Angeles County School District. There's about 571 public schools in LA County. We're gonna hit a quarter of them to begin. And that's gonna leave us with about 5,720 students that we're gonna issue out a free trial to. So we do wanna issue out these free trials to these students in order to get them on board with us. We wanna see how they interact with it. We wanna basically give ourselves a following. And then if half of those students actually enroll and remain with our product and subscribe after the free trial, that's gonna leave us with $93,000 after we deduct the $50,000 that we initially put into it. And if half of those students actually go for the full school year, that will leave us with a total of $522,000. After paying out our app developer, which is 5%, that leaves us a little under $500,000, because that's gonna be about $26,000 we're gonna have to pay them. Another form of income that we have is gonna be the ad sponsorships. So we're going to require a demographic survey as soon as you enroll in our product, as soon as you sign up, so we can get down our information on who's actually using our product to a T. We're gonna go ahead and take that information to different companies and suggest a sort of ad sponsorship where they pay to have their ad in our product. In turn, we give them business. And because we already have a following of 5,000 students with a free trial, that gives us credibility. We're gonna hit companies like Discover, Cal States, and community colleges for students who are already looking towards the future. For students who are not necessarily focused on the future, more like freshmen and sophomore, we're gonna go with like Netflix, Hulu, Best Buy. Those are gonna be those demographics. All these companies use the same demographics, which means there's a greater chance of them getting on board with us. Now I'm gonna hand it back to Brianna.
Thank you, Destiny. At Solve Together, we truly believe in our slogan, more solutions for a better future. Just like my colleague Destiny, I too have always struggled with math, and there have been times where I have literally cried because I couldn't figure out how to solve a math problem, or do my homework, or have even almost failed math courses. This is why finding a solution was so important to me. I know that there are students who, like me and my team, wish they were more successful in math, and I know there are students here at Citrus College who would have already graduated or would have already transferred out if it weren't for some of those really tough math courses. Growing up, my parents couldn't afford tutoring services, and even if it was an option, my mom was always busy, so she could even take me to tutoring. Now, I know that there are schools that offer free tutoring programs at school, like after school in the library, but there are students who, like myself, I was really involved in high school. I was in AP classes and sports. Every day after school, these students don't have the time to take advantage of those opportunities. So what makes our product truly different is that it is so convenient, allowing you to access help whenever and wherever you want, from your laptop, your phone, your computer. It's really all on your time. And so, Solve Together is an innovative digital math framework that will allow us to integrate social media-like tools for collaborative learning among students, effectively building a virtual community, enabling users to collaborate, share knowledge and experiences, and provide mutual support. And because of this social media-like framework, it is only logical for us to use social media to advertise our product to our demographic, because high school students use social media. Along with creating our free profiles, we will be reaching out to these social media sites to advertise our slogan and our product. And a strategic way to do this advertising is to advertise not only to our market, but to our parents as well, because realistically, the parents are the ones who are going to be buying the product. A lot of parents use Facebook. I know my parents do. So we hope that when parents see our slogan, More Solutions for a Better Future, on their Facebook page, they will be exposed to our product and view it as a helpful guide for their child's educational career. And same goes for our students. When they see our slogan and our logo, as they click and scroll through their social media, we hope that the next time a student has a math problem that they just can't seem to solve, we pop into their mind for help. So as we make our way around schools that we have selected for our workshops, free trials, we will be promoting the product ourselves and explaining how it works. We will be utilizing flyers, banners, business cards with our slogan, our logo, our contact information, website, and ad information. With these free trials we plan on giving to these classrooms, students and teachers will be able to access our platform for free for 1 month, and they'll be able to become familiar with our platform along with having enough time to see progress. We will be providing teachers with free access codes, giving them the ability, if they choose, to go on the platform and help their students along with other students as well. And for our future, we hope to expand to a broader demographic in hopes that eventually everyone can make use of our app. We hope to add more languages, more subjects, bigger and better advertising strategies like television commercials and billboards. But most importantly, we see ourselves as being integrated in the educational careers of every student possible, providing them help and step-by-step assistance to overcoming all of their math struggles. I'm going to pass it back to Destiny for the conclusion.
Now we've found a passion in bettering the futures of our children and your children. We wish to use our hardships to bring them the resources they need in the palm of their hands and more solutions to a better future.
All right, open up to questions from the floor.
Is there going to be a safeguard for students that are just trying to get answers to their homework?
What do you mean? So like they don't have to actually interact with anybody?
Well, I mean, in terms of putting up the problems that they have in homework just to get the answer without, or because it's
So-
on their own time.
So that's why we're integrating the teacher and parent portal, so the teacher can actually log on and see what's going on, and so can the parents. The teachers all have like a syllabus, you know, that's only specific to their class. A lot of the teachers don't use the same syllabus. So once they log on, if they notice or catch anything, they think anything's wrong, they have that access to go ahead and log on and actually view what the student's doing or how they're communicating with each other.
So in terms of like the discussions themselves, I know like often with discussions, like a lot of people like, even though there may be people like contributing to it, a lot of people won't know the answer. Are there gonna be people on there that like, you know, are good at math and know everything that will be able to help out those people?
So that's why we're having our website created by a math specialist, because we're gonna put custom content on there that we created, but they're gonna be able to post their own problems. So they can either follow, like, say they put like x squared plus y squared equals 36, but their homework says y squared plus x to the 4th power equals this number. Our system is gonna show them how to break down that problem, even though it's not gonna be directly related. They are gonna have to put in their own effort to solve their own problems.
Also, we're going to have teachers on there, so we're hoping that we can rely on teachers a little bit too, aside from the custom content that we already have on there, to go ahead and help, if they choose to help students, not even just their students from anywhere in Los Angeles County as we start.
Do the teachers have to pay for like their end?
No, so we came up with the idea of giving every teacher a free access code to use our platform.
Yeah, it's gonna be to their discretion because we know that some classes are gonna use the product more than others.
Sure.
So if the teacher wants to get on board with their students and recognizes that majority of their students are using our product, they'll have the access code for free.
Are there any incentives for the teachers? Because I'm not a teacher, but I understand that teachers are pretty busy with regards to, especially high school teachers, right? If you take that into consideration, a high school teacher is not only having to pay for their own supplies in California, having to, grade papers on their weeknights, sacrificing personal family time, weeknights and weekends to just run their personal class, their personal syllabus. what incentives do you have, or if I'm a teacher, why should I even do this?
I think it would be ideal for the teachers to use this and push it for their classrooms, because it's going to kind of have everyone on board. If there's a teacher who doesn't, let's say there's a student who has a teacher but they don't really understand the way the teacher teaches, this app will provide them more solutions instead of just like listening to their teacher talking about something that they don't understand.
So there's not like an actual monetary incentive that they're gonna get, but teachers are highly recognized in certain demographics, especially because LA County is so diverse. A lot of parents, or personally, like I know even parents of my nieces and nephews, they look at the school and their teachers, and they'll recognize that the teacher has low test scores. They don't want to send the student to that school, but if the teacher is actually putting in the extra effort to see where their students are lacking, they know that's where they need to focus in the classroom, which in turn brings up their test scores, which makes them look overall like a better teacher.
What does the platform actually do? So I'm a student, I'm a freshman, and I'm struggling in math. I signed up for a free trial. Like, what is it gonna do? First week, first month, first quarter, what is it going to do? Do I have to log on? Do I download? Do I get videos? Is it interactive? Like, what's the functionality of the platform? How does it make me have better solutions for the future? See how I did that?
So I think basically it's going to help you. Like, let's say while you're doing your homework and there's a whole section that you don't understand, a whole chapter. With our custom content, we're going to have many, within math itself, more subjects. We're going to have more subjects within math, and then from there the student can see where they're having trouble. So if it's
Algebra, they can go ahead and plug in their answers.
Yeah.
They can use the platform, the bulletin board. Basically, like if a student is having trouble with one problem, they'll post that problem on the bulletin board, and another student can see it. They recognize that that person's having a problem, and they work together, because that student might understand steps 1 through 5, but the next student doesn't understand steps 5 through 12, or whatever it might be. But it is completely interactive, and like I said, the content that we put on there might not be identical to their textbook, but they can plug in their own answers. They can see the methods of solving the equation. That way they come up with a solution.
Yeah, if they don't believe that what we have is already, or the content that we have is already enough, then they can post their own problem, the problem that they have from their workbook, and then other students can then help them out.
I see. Interesting. Really well researched. I feel like this was grounded in evidence. I feel like this is grounded with outside research of your competition. So you kind of you surveyed the landscape really well. A question I have is, you talked about your app developers coming from students, right? How do you plan on finding these student app developers, and how are you so sure that they're going to work with you or want to work with you?
So we're going to go to different universities and see the app developers or people who are interested in developing apps within their campuses. That's something that we're going to have to research depending on what university we're going to, and then we're going to introduce the idea. But the incentive of them getting them on board with us is saying, this is our revenue, or this is how much we're anticipating on making. We're going to give you 5% of our company, not just for the first month or first year, but we want you to be on board with us so you can constantly integrate changes within our company and develop the app. As far as if we add Japanese or Spanish or different languages, we're going to need somebody on board with us. So their revenue and percentage they're going to get is going to increase with the amount of revenue that we get. So we're not just going to keep them at 5% the entire time. We're going to up their 5% to 10% to 15%, depending on how much revenue we're actually bringing in from that.
Awesome. And that's a good answer. Another question I had was in regards to the target area. So you're looking at LA County, right?
Yeah.
And I would imagine that in LA County, a lot of those high schools have a lot of people from different ethnic backgrounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
A high percentage possibly being Hispanic. And one of the main reasons I would imagine that certain students struggle with math is because of the language barrier, right? Now that's being some type of a mediated form of communication. Are you going to have everything in English, or do you have variations of this in Spanish so that they can understand, or whatever language it may be for the target that you're going after, so that they can understand it easier?
I think as time goes on, we hope to add more languages. I mean, that was our future plan. But as far as right now, we are planning to just stick to English to see how this works. And then, of course, right after would be Spanish because of the demographic that we are going.
Okay. Any other questions?
You said there was 5,000 free trials. So you guys are physically going to the quarters of the schools in the map and offering them to try it or something like that? Can you walk me through that process? First off, what schools are you targeting and why? And then, again, how do you convince them to try it? Like, because why don't I just go on YouTube? Why don't I go on, a different free forum versus, eventually having to pay, right? It's a free trial for now. But I would just like to know a little bit more of how that process works.
So we are gonna hit all of these schools, a quarter of the school system. We might not personally go and speak to every school, but we do know that schools have PTA meetings. They have district board meetings. So that's where we're gonna introduce our product because it's gonna hit several different schools at the same time. So it's gonna save us some time rather than going to each particular high school and speaking on behalf of our product. We're looking more at, we're gonna go to individual high schools, but we're also gonna hit those meetings and be interactive, go into the educational, community and introduce our product that way as well as our advertising.
What's the benefit of free trial to you?
The benefit would be giving us a good amount, like a good following. So we could collect that demographic survey, take it to the businesses, and we show them, hey, we already have a following of 5,000 people. Yeah, it's a free trial, but they don't necessarily, all they see is that we have 5,000 people on board with us, and in turn, that's gonna bring you business because we're basically marketing towards the same demographic that you're hitting.
Also, I think a benefit is that these students get to feel have a feel for our app. So if they hopefully if they like it, they can stay on board with us. And also, it gives them enough time to see progress. So whatever is being done, and if they notice that their math scores are better, I mean, it would be things.
I have one final question. This question is for Chongbo. Chongbo, how do you plan on specifically targeting the LA County area? So where would you start? Where would you end? What is your main focus?
What's your question again?
So your group posted a territory map of where you wanted to start in the different high schools that you wanted to attack. Daniel talked about, which high schools, how you would go about doing that, and I think that's actually a valid question. So what is the plan of attack? How would you begin to target those schools? Which schools do you feel are the most important to start with in what county of LA, what city of LA?
We try to reach all our high school in the LA County. We just talk to the teacher, talk to the professor, and tell them the website and give them the free trial. So.
But do you have a strategy of how you plan to move throughout the territory?
Like which schools first and why?
We don't have exactly which school go first.
Whatever one's closest to drive to?
Which school is the nearest Citrus?
Near Citrus?
Maybe the nearest school.
Is there a reason for that, or?
Just more close, so it's easy to drive.
Save gas money.
Anything else?